And welcome back to another edition of 3 with Lee. I'm Donny Lee, Superintendent of Schools, Wichita Falls ISD, and we are at McNiel Middle School today, and we are going to focus on English Language Arts. Ms. Reames, welcome to another edition of 3 with Lee, and tell us what we're doing with IXL. What is it?
So IXL is a TEKS-based online platform. It's got direct instruction, it's got practice. What we're doing today is called a group jam, very similar to maybe a Kahoot or a GimKit, but it's all TEKS-based, and it gives students a chance to answer questions and receive immediate feedback. And as me, the teacher, I get that immediate sense of how many students are getting it incorrect, how many are getting it correct. So I can kind of gauge, are we ready to move on to a more difficult level? Do I need to scaffold a little bit more? My favorite thing about it is it's all TEKS-based and it's zero prep on my part. So
that's outstanding, and we've been talking a lot about a strong focus on having students read by the time they're in third grade. A big part of that is building upon their writing skills. How does this help students read and more specifically write better?
So this is towards the end of our extended constructed response unit, and students have been working on writing a 4-paragraph essay, which is a considerable percentage of their STAR test.
Yep.
So the next step after they've written their first draft is going to be revising and editing. But in order for them to revise and edit efficiently, we're doing group practice so they know what kinds of things to look for. Word choice, not using repetitive language, being specific, making sure that the sentences are in an order that makes sense organization-wise, because if they don't have those skills, I can teach them to write all day long, but if they don't know how to go back through their work with a fine-tooth comb and revise and edit it, they're not going to have a quality product to produce.
Yeah, and one great thing that you mentioned is you know instantly whether the students got the answers correct or not. So that's a good type of formative assessment. Talk on that as far as knowing how and when to adjust your instruction with this program, because you know instantly whether they get it or not.
So one of the things I look for is if the students can tell me why the correct answer was correct, then I know that they're ready for the next level. If they can't tell me why the correct answer is correct, then it was mostly a lucky guess, and I know that we need to stay on the same level. With the Jamboard, you can go easier or like right on grade level or harder. So once I'm comfortable with the numbers, I ask students, do you guys want to stay the same or do you want to go to the next level? And usually they'd like to go to the next level and kind of challenge themselves. So.
Yeah, and the really cool part is students are editing each other's work, right?
Correct.
And so speak on that.
So on Monday, we're going to do what's called a writer's workshop, which actually Shara Rasmussen got me started on when I first started teaching. Excellent. And after they've kind of revised and edited their own paper, they trade with a partner, and then I take them through rounds. So round 1, we might look for capitalization. Round 2, punctuation. Round 3, topic sentences. Round 4, thesis statements. So it's targeted revising and editing. But it's always easier for us to critique someone else's work than our own work. And it also puts a little skin in the game. If they know, oh, one of my peers is going to look at this, it's not just Miss Reames, it makes them maybe pay a little bit more attention, so they take a little bit more ownership of their work when they know someone else is going to read it. So.
Well, thank you for giving us a peek on the inside of what IXL is. A lot of our students are coming home and telling their parents, I worked on IXL today, and now everyone has an idea on exactly what that is. Awesome. So thank you for sharing your classroom today with us, and thank you for joining us on another edition of 3 with Lee. We'll see you next time.